In this episode, the women talk about discovering their clits.
I think back about like, okay, when did I actually start masturbating? I'm like, wait a second, I don't know, because I didn't know it was masturbating. I've been touching myself and, exploring, and so it didn't hit me that I was masturbating until I was much older, but it started way back when, since, I could start looking at it.
I think for me, like when I first knew it was masturbating that I was doing was when I saw Madonna's Truth or Dare. That was which I just watched that the other day actually, and went like, this woman basically taught me how to masturbate. This woman, and it was like a combination between her and like scrambled Playboy, which is terrible. Television taught me how to masturbate, but that was like that's what I was doing, and that was okay, and that other people, other women did that.
I remember at 26 thinking, I should really try this out. Really? Yeah. I was like, I know that they talk about it. I know that Madonna probably does it. And I need to try this. So I sort of tried it at 26 with a hairbrush. Not the gross part.
The end.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about.
I had a friend in high school who tried to teach me to do it that way, and I was like, this feels really weird. It's just this piece of wood.
And this is wood. And I know there's got to be a better way. I'd done sex. I'd done a lot of sex. But don't get me wrong. But masturbation, no. And then I was like, okay, it's 26. It's time. This is, embrace yourself. Come on, be bigger than this. So then I tried, I girded my loins, it failed miserably. And then I was like, okay, all right. And then at 30, I was like, I'm gonna try this again. So I went and I bought AIDS, and I figured it out, and I used showers and stuff like that, and then I was good at it. But it took me my whole life. And now for the last 6 years, I've been liking it.
Now you had a similar experience to Mo, right?
Yeah, I remember, like, actually when I was like 3 or 4, rolling around with this like life-size, a little kid, like doll. And I remember like rolling around in bed with it. And then all through like high school, I knew friends were doing it in showers, and it just felt really weird, and like I felt like, somebody was watching me, and it felt really cheesy, and I was like, not for me.
Cue the music.
Then in college, when I got my first vibrator, I literally did not leave the house for like a week. And it was like, suddenly I was like, all that bad frat boy sex, now I know what orgasms are, what sex is supposed to be about. I mean, it was like unbelievable.
So that's kind of when you discovered your clip, basically.
Oh, definitely, yes. I was like, whoa, what's going on down there? Like all that stuff, I had no idea. And I was like 18 or 19 before I really, like figured it out, like this is what it's supposed to be, and then I never looked back.
Now you started masturbating pretty early, correct?
Yeah, well, it kind of, first I think I discovered like leaning against a washing machine when I started learning how to do my laundry when I was probably like 10 or 12, because I got my period pretty early, so I was sexually advanced, I guess, in that way. But so that's kind of how I learned where my clit was, or figured out that something down there was feeling damn good when I leaned against something that vibrated. And then, like you with the brush, I had a kaleidoscope that I got as like a stocking stuffer, probably when I was 6. So I figured that it would work. And it wasn't like a big wooden kaleidoscope. It was like a paper kind of a kaleidoscope with like a giant marble on the end. So it was like perfect in like shape and length and width. So I started masturbating with that, but I think that I never had an orgasm from it because I didn't know what it was or like what it felt like. So I would start doing it and then I'd be like, well, it felt good, but like I never kept doing it until I was with somebody in junior high, and then I was like, what is happening to me? And then I knew I was having an orgasm.
Yeah, see, that was the thing about like all those early attempts at masturbation when like you really have no clue what you're doing. And especially for girls, it's like I feel like it's more difficult because there's so much going on down there anyway. So then you just feel like this is weird and like I'm doing it wrong, and maybe I just maybe it's just broken and mine doesn't work, you know?
Cherry TV?